Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Star Wars Galaxy, a Yeti here, coming with another roster review. The Yeti's just got a brushing, and he's really running around and getting into some issues here. So we've got Cero Kurn from He's Worth a Lot to Me. As you can see, looks like he's he's not very high in either the arena or the fleets, which is fine. If it's not his thing, it's not his thing. I know he was saying he wanted to work on his troopers and have a better trooper team. So I'm going to go there first and see what he's working on. Go to his imp troopers here. Okay, range trooper is going to be super important. I mean, you've got the right four here, but they're needing gear. You're going to need to, if you want these team up, then you got to focus on getting them geared up. Because a G12, G11 troopers team can really do a lot of damage, and it's just one of those, like, you need to get a lot of crit damage, crit chance on that snow trooper with a lot of offense. You just want them just mangling people. Doesn't really need speed, just needs damage. Right, not a ton of damage going on there, but he's got some crit damage. What's crit chance? 43%. Probably want to get that a little bit higher, or try to get it a bit higher. Looks like we're missing. He's missing another piece for his crit chance thing. We're not going to get too into the mods at this point. But yeah, range trooper is an absolute must. He needs to replace stormtrooper pretty much 100%. Stark is really important to get fast, so I should be seeing Stark as your fastest trooper. Stark needs to be your fastest trooper. Stark. The turn order you really want in Imperial troopers, you want Stark to go first, so he can start the turn meter. Then you want Death Trooper to throw the grenade to increase cooldowns, and then it doesn't really matter. Then usually it's going to be Veers, and then range snow are all going to go afterwards, and that's not really important. But getting Stark and then Death Trooper to go first and second is pretty much what you want to do with a troopers team. So that's something I'll put right there. Definitely need to get range. Range is very, very important. He's going to make this team much, much better once you get the range trooper going in there. And so we're going to go to my ladies, who I usually go first. I see some work. We do have a Zayd on a G8 Ventress, and then Talia's at 9. Tal's and Zombie Spirit Daka. I mean, out of these, it's probably Talia's the least important of the ones that you're working on. Zombie is extremely important if you are going to do sisters. You're going to need to get some stars on him, or her, sorry. And yeah, Ventress is great. Once again, needing gear levels. I'm seeing a lot of uncompleted gear levels here. 4, 2, 2, etc. I know you had work on your bounty hunters, so let's go have a look-see there. 11, 12, 11, 10, 10, 8. Alright, definitely going to want to get Bosk up to G11, G12, 12 when that star comes in. He's obviously extremely important. Django lead is fantastic. It's going to trip up a lot of people, but you need a really well-geared Bosk in there just to try to soak up some of that damage. I have no issues with Greedo being there or Dengar, but IG is soft and doesn't really translate too much for a bounty hunter team. So that's something. Cad Bane, you're probably going to want to bring up for his ship. I don't know if you're going for the Falcon or not. Let's see, yeah, probably pretty far away from the Falcon, missing stars on both. But yeah, Houndstooth is super important. Got to get Bosk up there. Let's get back into the tunes. I see the makings of Empire. You got Vader, Palp, Tarkin, TIE Fighter. Alright, does he have Sith to pair with him? Let's see what's going on here. Maybe like Maul or something. Sidious, Maul, Scion. Alright, I mean, you've got tunes. I mean, Nihilus and Scion are really good even at 3-4 stars. Bastula's even really good at 3 stars. Scion, Bastula, Nihilus with Palp and Vader, that would be a really solid team. I don't think anybody could fault that. But once again, we're seeing a lot of uncompleted gear levels and low gear levels and like low levels. Unless you're really working on somebody, it's probably best not to start leveling them up. I don't even mean it in the bloating roster kind of way. It's just just kind of like a waste of currency to drop 70 levels on somebody when you're not going to be able to finish them out and then really gear them. Let's move from there into some of the usual suspects. Ewoks. It's like 60, 60, 60, 65, 65, uncompleted, 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 uncompleted. There's a bit of a trend going on here. Yeah, I mean, it's just like you don't have to place the gear as soon as you see the plus sign. I genuinely find it more difficult to complete characters when I was placing it like that than what I'm doing now, which is focusing on a team and then getting like specific level, and then I move and then do that specific level, etc. First order, not a lot of development, but there's some, which is one of those things where it's like a problem. It's just like a spending of credits for the sake of spending credits. And then uncompleted gear level, uncompleted gear level, you know, that kind of thing. 3 of 6, 2 of 6. It's like these are all just drains on your resources and make it harder for you to reach the gear levels when you're trying to, say, get him to like G11. I like Anakin, but once again, it's 4 of 6, G9. He needs to be higher level. Absolutely. R2 is a really incredible character. You've got him 7 stars, 75. And he's just uncompleted gear level, uncompleted gear level, uncompleted gear level. It's a lot of lack of focus on what you're trying to work on and complete things, essentially. Old Republic, you got Bastila, that's good. Bastila lead, that's good. Close to G12, that's good. Jolie's really important for Jedi. I highly recommend farming Jolie, getting the Zeta on him, and getting his gear levels to 12. It's very, very important. 10, 9, 10, 8, 8, 8, 7, 0, like not geared. Uncompleted gear level, uncompleted gear level. And Old Ben's no joke this level. This is a lot of very high-end gear that could have completed somebody else's gear level. This has got some high-end gear in it. Could have completed somebody else's gear level. Just got to get a little bit more discipline on placing gear. Level 50, level 65, level 75, level 70. Pretty sure that was for this trying to work towards CLS. But you'd have a lot of the lower end gear to get someone like Luke and Stormtrooper Han to like G8, G9 immediately. If there wasn't like all these uncompleted gear levels on guys, you wouldn't be like having issues at lower gear levels of filling out those gear levels. That's going to stop you getting Thrawn. Thrawn's super important. That's something to think about. Let's look at just Jedi full stop. Hermit's a great tune. I mean, you've got the makings of like a good Jedi team-ish. I mean, you need to get either Hermit in there or Jolie. I mean, Kenobi's a really hard gear. Getting him to G12 is really tough. You got Plo here, uncompleted gear level, uncompleted gear level. I mean, I like Anakin. Old Ben can work. So like Hermit, getting him to like G11. G11 plus 1 actually gets him to his maximum speeds before he gets to the left side pieces of G12. So that's something to think about. Uncompleted gear level. Uncompleted gear levels could be 10 and 10. You'd want to get him up to basically get him G11, get him ready for G12, and then farm out those last 2 stars. And then you've got a pretty decent Jedi team with under Bastila lead. That's something to do. I mean, it's obviously an older account because he's got the GMY lead, doesn't have Phoenix developed, that kind of thing. So there's that. So you're probably not going to have much here. Not really. Not really surprising. Doesn't have the Falcon fleet going there. Let's look at Scoundrels. Don't see. I mean, it's got some work on the vets for some. There's Chewbacca, the good Chewbacca, down here. Nest at 2 stars, uncompleted gear level 60. Yeah, I think basically the thing that you can 7 star, 7 star, 7 star, uncompleted gear levels, 4 star, Vandor's 3 star. I mean, it's like you've just got like a shotgun approach, and you put a few levels here, you put a few levels there, you put some gear here, you put some gear there. All that's just going to make it really, really difficult to reach these gold levels. So at 1.5 million, you've got roughly the same GP as me, except you've got 4 G12s and 1, 2, 3, 4 G11s, 4 G12s. I've got something like 9 G12s and 6 or 7 G11s or something at pretty much the exact same GP level. And I've got the Falcon fleet and stuff going. It's one of those where, look at that, ooh, 7 stars on Grievous, but 75 G8. I mean, you've got a lot of good characters, and you've got a lot of tunes that are like halfway developed. Some are like halfway leveled. You really got to just prioritize one team and turn that team gold, man. That's basically the biggest thing I can say. Turn one team completely gold. Gear it up, get the right tunes, the optimal lineup. Like with troopers, it's getting range trooper in there. The funny thing about range trooper is that even at a lower star level, he's really usable. Just because he's providing all that protection up from his ability. Where is it? He's got range somewhere in here. Let's go to Imp Troopers and I'll tell you. It's like I don't have a Troopers team, so I don't. I gotta get all mine. There, steady. That's the one. Protection up for 3 turns, and another random ally attacks range trooper system. That's an amazing ability. I mean, this is something that, like I said, with 3 stars, it's absolutely worth it to go and utilize this guy's special ability. And even if his damage is low because he's only 3 stars, it's about that protection up and the assist. It really gets things going. You really want these troopers to really, really, really work. And you've got almost the correct team. You're just missing this guy right here, or even at 4 stars, yeah. But I mean, this is definitely mandatory for having a good troopers team is range trooper. So that's something to think about. It's like your Jedis are almost there. Like your sisters, I mean, all in all, it just needs gear. Like, needs some stars here, need another star here, need some stars here, but like, you need gear to like make it hum. Like you can continue with Talia if you want, or with Spirit. I mean, all in all, if you do all 6 of these, then you can do pretty much anything. You just need Night Sister Alkalite to 7 stars, but only at like G6, G7, level 80 or something like that for Deathstorm. So that's, once again, another thing to think about. Just got to ask what your priorities are. Is it doing well in the Sith raid? Then, you know, Night Sisters are your thing. You said you really want to have a good Troopers team, so it's like, is that your goal, is to have a really rocking Trooper team? Then you got to turn, including range, you got to turn this team gold. At least these guys need to be at least G11, 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 G11. You know, like it's one of those. Like the gear levels need to be there for the performance to be there. Great tune, great tune. You know, it's like just gotta lock down. Like, what are the 5 Jedi you're gonna use in under, you know, like with your Bastila lead? Like, what are the 4 besides Bastila that you're gonna use? Obviously, it's gonna be Yoda. Obviously, it's gonna you're gonna have Anakin. I mean, I would do Hoda and maybe Kenobi would be the way to go for those 5, right? And you know that until you get Jolie and you get a Zeta and everything. These are just all things you should be thinking about in terms of what you want from your teams. I mean, Palp is a great team with a Zeta lead. You can throw your Tarkin and TIE Fighter underneath them. You can take your Stormtrooper out of there, even if you want to throw a taunt. You know, there are options. You know, but getting a little bit more cohesion and a little bit more focus in your roster is going to be extremely, extremely important. So you can finish out your farms. You can do better in Grand Arena. You can do better in the arena itself. You'll be helping your guild more in the raids and in territory wars and territory battles. So once again, it's all things to think about. I just kind of figured it would look like this. Uncompleted gear level, half leveled. Yeah, it's one of those, like, if you're not working on that team specifically right then, don't bother throwing like gear and levels on it. Just leave it at level 1, gear 1, and then wait until you can focus on that team and make that team usable. And by usable, I mean getting it to really high gear level and getting it well modded. Let's look at all here. We're gonna try to look at some speeds. I know he was saying he had some issues with modding and such, so I'm not expecting a lot of fast speed sets here. So this one maybe 60s, 46. Okay, that's, yeah. Well, it's really strange because you've got 3 of that and then a 4th here. I would expect this to be a crit damage speed arrow, you know, and I mean there's no speed on that. 8 speed here, so that's not bad. No speed, but I mean you got a lot of offense, but once again there's no speed on it at all. There's actually some speed, which is good. Some double protection, there's no problem there. It's only a 4-star. It's got, at least it has speed. But this should be like crit damage triangle, 5 dot, hopefully with 5+ speed, something like that. I mean, it looks like there's just a lot of work to be done with mods. I mean, I'm really gonna have to sit down and make like a proper modding video other than the one that I've got now, where I was just kind of drunkenly talking about it with my brother. Once again, 45. Yeah, that's just not gonna cut it, man. Like in any kind of like PvP situation, it's not gonna cut it. It's gonna make it harder to do PvE as well when you're slower. There are some tunes that can be slower, but I mean, like Boba and Django aren't those tunes. And if those guys were slow, I mean, your Yoda's gonna probably be pretty slow as well, which is unfortunate. 30, but if he's got like 7,000 speed, then we're okay with 30 damage. But he doesn't, or 7,000 damage, he doesn't. So, yeah, like you've succeeded these mods, but it's only like that one's got 4 speed, so at least it's got speed on it. Offense we're good with, but not any speed whatsoever. No speed whatsoever. Like even on the triangle. 21 speed. Wow, that is a excellent mod. Right here, you have stumbled on a god mod, my friend. Offense, 21 speed, crit chance. This is an absolutely gorgeous mod. That's beautiful. You got 5 speed, so that's something. Got a lot of health. This is okay, and a lot of protection. This is a really good like tank mod, but it's on a crit chance set, so that's kind of weird in terms of how it rolled out. This one's got no speed on it, lots of protection and such. I get a feeling this is going to be one of those ones as well. Only 39 speed, that's pretty rough. This is a really fast character. This should be like around 200 speed, even like rough. Anyway, yeah, mods are going to be a serious issue in this account. Besides that really lovely one you've got on Yoda, I haven't really seen anything that's really excellent. What's he got here? Only 42. Yeah, but sadly it's an accuracy arrow. That's, yeah, like even though it's rolled to 15 speed, it's like not offense or crit avoid or something like that. That would be better in that. 9 speed is decent. Crit chance, offense, tenacity, dig it. No speed whatsoever. No speed whatsoever. No speed whatsoever. Yeah. Just kind of unfortunate the modding situation. Not trying to bag on it too much, like plus 18, that's really bad. Gotta have more, man. This needs to be a speed arrow. You need to have a full speed set, and then yeah, crit chance is fine. But protection, no, this needs to be like a crit damage or offense triangle on a guy like this with speed on it. This needs to have speed on it. This needs to have more speed than 3, but hey, whatever, it's got speed, so that's it's a good move at this point. This needs to have speed on it. This guy needs to be like 230, 240 speed, maybe more, you know, like that kind of thing. 173 is not going to get you in front of the teams. This guy needs to go first. So yeah. Anyway, I think that's enough looking at the mods. We kind of know it's there. I'm going to say that I've definitely been brainstorming doing like a more of a beginner's guide to modding, and I'll probably look to do that in the next couple of days. I'll try to get it done. But anyway, that's kind of that. I just want to say is focus, focus, focus. Pick a team, turn it gold, turn it G11, G12, no exceptions. No gear goes anywhere else but that team until it's done, until it's where you want it to be. Then pick another team and then turn that team gold, G12, G11, no exceptions. No gear goes elsewhere. You got to really focus and tighten up what you're doing because you're just all over the place at the moment. It's like this shouldn't be like showing some G8s and such, you know what I'm saying? Like we need to see a tighter roster coming up in the next by 2 million. I want to see like this whole top basically gold. I want to see this like first 2 rows all gold. I want to see this like gold and G11s down here. I want to see some G11s and G10s and stuff in this area. Like that's kind of your homework. Is really get this roster buttoned up for mods. Don't just focus on getting some speed mods, man. Like it's in any kind of like PvP format, especially, you gotta be faster. You need to, because even if you have all of these gold, if you've only got like plus 40 speed on all your guys, other rosters that don't have all this gold, they'll roll right over you in terms of like GAC. I say focus on one team for your arena, make them fast, make them tough, and then start focusing on other teams, start modding them outright. Like I said, I'll do a video on modding probably the next couple of days. I'll do like a little planning tomorrow, and then I'll try to shoot it on Monday. And anyway, so that's kind of all I got to say there, and I hope you get something out of it. And just pay attention to what I'm saying. Like there's good teams and good characters. They just need focus. They just need modding. Like need to get a little bit of love. And if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the video. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. If you want a roster review of your own, come join us on Discord and talk to me about it there. I'll put the Discord link in the description down below. And have a good one.